The Democratic Party is possessed by preternatural evil. It is not a human institution anymore.
This is John Zimerak. He was on the Eric Metaxas show. There are a couple of far-right political figures, or public figures, if you will, and they are unhinged from reality, dude. That is an unhinged thing to say about what you consider to be your political enemy, I guess. That they're possessed by Satan? Like, what? This came out mid-August 2022. He had a lot more to say on this subject. Listen to the whole thing here.
This is spiritual warfare, and we are now in the Normandy landing of spiritual warfare. The Democratic Party is possessed.
The Normandy landing. Dude is comparing the left, or I guess anybody to the left, of hunting the homeless for sport, as he's comparing them to Hitler. That's nuts. That is absolutely unhinged.
By preternatural evil. It is not a human institution anymore. It is an instrument of wicked spirits. This is demonic. Our enemies are demonic. There's no turning the other cheek. There's no being winsome.
So the point here is he doesn't believe that it's worth it to try to mend fences or work with other people on the other side of the aisle. Doesn't think it's even possible because he thinks they're possessed by Satan. This is a level of dehumanization that is honestly disturbing to see. Like I said, he's not a nobody. Like, he's not like as famous as Donald Trump, I suppose, but he is well known on the right. He's well known in some circles.
There's no compromise possible.
And I want to be clear, just theologically, because in the past, if you don't clarify these things, people misinterpret them.
Okay, he wants to be clear theologically. Is he going to come in and correct something?
Well, folks, we're not saying that these people are demons. We're saying that they're being used by demons, and we need to understand that at the heart of all this, this is a spiritual battle. There's no other way to make sense of it. If you're solving for X, if you know how to do algebra, you solve for X, you don't even need to believe in God. This will make you believe in God. This will make you understand. When you look at this, you say, there is no other possible explanation. If I connect all the dots, it doesn't make any sense. Greed, politics, nothing could account for what we're seeing except something genuinely spiritually dark and wicked.
That may be true if anything that he said actually matched up to reality, but it doesn't. Everything that he said was complete and total nonsense. Like, these people seem to be convinced that there's some sort of a cabal behind the scenes pulling strings and making things happen in dark, smoke-filled rooms. Like, the left is secretly trying to take out conservatives or something. Like, this is all completely made up. It's like Eric Metaxas and John Zimerak live in a completely different reality from everybody else. It's nuts. The reason I wanted to play that clip is because I got a voicemail relating to it. So let's give this voicemail a listen and see what they have to say.
Hi, Owen. This is Rick from Ohio. Here recently, it seems like a lot of the Christian right are labeling the left as a demonic group. I'm wondering how much of that is so they can justify any atrocity they want to commit. Because if the group is demonic and wholly evil, then nothing they do can be morally wrong against it. Just a thought. Love to hear your thoughts on that. Thanks. Love everything you do. Bye.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And what you say is a really good point. I don't think that the vast majority of the people that are saying this stuff are doing it maliciously or cynically. I think the vast majority of the people saying this, up to and including John Zimerak and Eric Metaxas themselves, I think they believe it. But there are, I think, some people on the right who don't believe this stuff, who are fully aware that these are just people who have different ideas than them. And honestly, the left isn't even that crazy. They're not crazy at all, truthfully. Like, they're just normal people. There isn't some concerted effort to, like, oppress white people or to force white people to blah, 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 or force men to suffer because this or that. It's all made up, all of it. There's somebody on the right who knows that. Which ones know it and which ones don't, I'm not sure. At the very least, I think people like Lance Wallnau, Hank Kunneman, Mario Murillo, and Kenneth Copeland, and some others know very well the left is not completely unhinged from reality and trying to ruin everyone's life. They must know that. Those people specifically. But they are continuing to demonize the left and take part in these culture war issues and stuff like that, in my opinion, because they are financially incentivized to. The crazier things that they say, the more attention they receive. This applies to Ben Shapiro, too. He's not an idiot, that guy. Ben Shapiro's not dumb. So why does he say such ridiculous, dumb things? Because he knows it'll bring him attention, in my opinion. This is, in my opinion, largely about attention. I mean, take it with a grain of salt. But in the meantime, it is working people into a blood frenzy. The listeners, the people on the bottom rung who don't have a public platform, who are just going to work every day and turning on their AM radio and listening to Rush Limbaugh, or at least before he died. Those types of people believe the things that these others are saying. And that's what makes it so concerning.
Hi, Owen. My name's Jessie. I'm in Colorado. Really enjoy your show. Thank you for doing what you do. I'm looking at buying a house here in the next couple weeks, and it's directly across from a Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall. I'm a gender non-conforming gay woman, and I was just wondering if you thought that was going to be, like, safe. I'd appreciate an answer. Thanks so much. Bye.
So I got this phone call a few weeks ago, a month ago maybe, and I actually already answered it. I said, yeah, I think it would be perfectly safe. Jehovah's Witnesses are totally fine with that. When I heard gender non-conforming, I thought trans. It sounds like I was mistaken. I think they're just gender non-conforming. That's my mistake. I apologize. But they left a follow-up voicemail for me. So let's listen and see what else they had to say after calling back in.
Hi, Owen. This is Jessie from Colorado. I really appreciated the answer. Thank you. I'm going to take that into account. I think I'm probably going to end up buying that home. But I just wanted to answer your question. So I'm a cis woman, meaning I was assigned female at birth, and I
My mistake. Sorry about that.
identify with that assignment. I am a cis woman. And by gender non-conforming, I mean that I am very masculine in appearance, a butch lesbian. So,
Okay, that makes sense.
very short hair, I dress in men's clothing. It doesn't change how I identify as a woman, but it definitely means that I present very masculine, which can be off-putting to a lot of people who are religious. So thank you again for answering my questions. I really appreciated it. Have a great day.
With that context in mind, as far as buying a house near a Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall, I think it'd be fine still. I wouldn't worry about it. Jehovah's Witnesses will, for the most part, just totally leave you alone and not bother you at all. They may try to convert you, at which point you're perfectly free to tell them to cram it, in my opinion. You know, they open the door, you can feel free to close it. But yeah, I think that they'll be perfectly fine. Nothing to worry about there. Anyway, thank you for the voicemail. I appreciate that.
Hey, Owen, this is Lawrence from Detroit, Michigan. This is not really a call to religious-based question, but I'm starting my own YouTube channel where I'm discussing the same type of topics. And I was just wondering what kind of equipment you use as far as computer mics, broadcasting programs, and things like that. If you got any answers or just want to share some information on that, I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, keep up the good work. Love your show. Love what you do. And keep it up. Bye.
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate that. I currently use an EOS 90D. It's a Canon camera. And I'm not sure what it goes for right now. I think $1,500. I bought it forever ago, and it's been an absolutely phenomenally good camera. Only problem is you can't really live stream with it, not well, not easily. It doesn't look that good because you have to downscale it to like 1270 by 720 or whatever it is. I don't know what the exact resolution is. I prefer to record in 4K, which this camera is capable of at 30 FPS, and then downscale it to 1080p because downscaling from 4K to 1080 inevitably looks better. It always looks better than just recording in 1080. I also use a Shure SM7B microphone. This thing's fantastic. I have a Scarlett Solo audio interface to plug this into, and I have a cloud lifter also to amplify it, turn this mic up because it's naturally really quiet. Although I think if I could go back in time and do it differently, I would probably get a Rode something or other that has a soundboard on it as an audio interface instead of a Scarlett Solo, but it does the trick. As far as live streaming camera goes, that gets a lot more expensive. I just have a generic, what's called PTZ, pan tilt zoom camera. It's like a camcorder basically, and those are really hard to find for good ones. I'm still looking for a decent one. David Pakman has one that costs like $10,000. I don't have that kind of money to throw around on a camera, so yeah, I'm just going to stick with the kind of a rough, cheap PTZ that I use off of Amazon for now. I think that's all the equipment. I use a Mac to do my edits on Final Cut Pro, and I use a Windows computer to live stream with vMix. vMix is fantastic if you're doing live streaming. It's an alternative to OBS. So yeah, hopefully that answered the question. I appreciate the voicemail. I have an AverMedia capture card that does dual capture. I've had some weird problems with it, so I also have some Elgato capture cards and some others. So yeah, I use capture cards for that. I think I have a total of 5 capture cards, but I only use 3 of them consistently.
Hey, Owen, this is JD from Saskatchewan calling in. And I want to ask you a question about in regards to changing your judgment from Trumpism being a religion to a Christian denomination. And
right. So just for some context, I released a video not too long ago about Donald Trump being considered a messiah by some reasonably well-known religious leaders. And the question is this a new denomination of Christianity, or is it a new religion altogether? Because Donald Trump is very much considered a brand new Messiah, not the second coming of Jesus, but specifically the Son of Man, a brand new Messiah. In the same vein, Muhammad was considered a new Messiah. Jesus was considered a Messiah. Judaism is still waiting for the Messiah to appear. So this is like built off of Christianity. They believe Jesus was real and everything, but they also believe in Trump.
I'm not upset or anything. I'm just curious about what made you change your mind, your judgment, because I remember in your Trump is officially considered a Messiah video, you said like the Trump religion Trumpism is like basically a religion, just like how Christianity is a separate religion from Judaism. I don't know, man. I'm just curious about it. Thanks. Bye.
I'm kind of leaning toward Trumpism is a brand new full-blown religion rather than a denomination of Christianity, because Christianity is a subset of Judaism in itself, right? Christianity, in large part, has a lot of the same beliefs and ideas and the same holy books that Judaism has. And in the same way, Trumpism has the same holy books and beliefs that Christianity has. So I lean toward religion, but I'm not sure if I'm fully there yet. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Is Trumpism a religion or a denomination of Christianity? Tell me in the comments.